Hello and welcome to all you Capricorns. How are you doing, you Capricorns out there? This is your monthly horoscope for February of 2020. And my goodness, what an exciting time for the Capricorns to say the least, with all those eclipses in January. And now it's settling down in February, and you've got a major opportunity with Mars conjuncting the South Node in February. Mars is every 2 years, it crosses your sign, but now it's going to conjoin with the South Node. And that happens, so Mars in your signs happens around the 17th of February, and towards the end of the month, you'll feel the last couple of weeks of the month, so to speak, the energy that I'm going to talk about. And this is very favorable for the Capricorns. Especially the Capricorns that have been dealing with difficulties to stand in their power. And Mars with the South Node. When people have that natally, Mars and the South Node is former lives, karma, and what our talents of former lives, so to speak. And Mars is how we assert ourselves. When people have that in the natal chart, they're very courageous already. They don't have to learn how to stand up for themselves. They actually do what they need to do, and they do it in a very assertive way, very healthy way. So not by being arrogant and trying to control others, or not by letting other people walk all over them. So being doormats. So you've got the opportunity, Capricorn, to stand your ground and to put it's the biggest opportunity in 2020 to kind of draw a new line, so to speak, with other people, a healthy, and the line I mean healthy boundaries, not mountains that you're going to put there, so overprotecting yourself, and not no boundaries at all. No, healthy boundaries, healthy relationships. So this is a time, if you are a Capricorn that have been wrestling with this, relationship have been tough because of the reason of crossing each other's boundaries, you trying to control others or others trying to control you, this is a time where you can stop it. And this is a time where you can change this. And it will go on a little bit in March as well, but mostly at the very end of the month you're going to feel this energy. So very good for you Capricorns. There has been a lot of Saturn and Pluto in your sign, a lot of fears coming up probably, but hopefully already in January with Jupiter there as well, there is more hope. And now you get a second kind of support, so to speak, with this Mars South Node that has to do with using your assertiveness in a very healthy way. So, and that is not only going to improve your relationships with, I mean, your love relationship, it's also going to improve your connections with people that you work with, in an overall level, because Mars is in your first house of you. It's a great time to start up new things with Mars in your sign as well. You've got the competences there to do so and to initiate. Now another thing that is quite enjoyable is having Venus in your fourth house. So having Venus in the sign of Aries as from the 8th of February and for the whole month in your fourth house is very enjoyable to feel good at home. And normally Capricorns are very, they're about work and how to improve in life. But with Venus in the fourth, it's about enjoying yourself at home. It's about enjoying your family. If a relationship with a parent has been a bit tough, now is the time to smooth the relationship out, to reconcile, so to speak, with Venus in the fourth. It's a good time to... and it's in Aries, so it can be quite impulsive that you change all the curtains or you're going to paint your house or whatever to beautify it, to make it more beautiful, to make it more enjoyable as well. You can have a splendid party at home with Venus in the fourth house and enjoy that. But it's also on a deeper level feeling emotionally very good about yourself. So feeling emotionally nurtured and feeling good about that. The only thing that is a bit tricky for you, Capricorns, is your third house. And that's the house of communication. It's the house of neighbors, siblings, but mostly it's communication house, the way that you think. And Mercury goes backwards there at the 18th of February and goes direct again on the 11th of March. So that is a time for you where the third house is already a communication house. It's a communication planet that is going backward and forwards. It's a good time for you to make computers and all of that. Computers, telephones, all of that, to make some backups before the 18th of February. Or, you know, putting some, the pictures that are on your desktop, for instance, putting it on a stick, you know, because it's the energy that things go a bit, you know, things that haven't been going well already, maybe a slow computer, or they can crash during a Mercury retrograde. So be prepared for that. There is a possibility to improve those things as well. So, but only after the 11th of March, you're gonna see the results. A website, for instance. So for me, for instance, this is, I'm not a Capricorn rising, but I'm having this Mercury retrograde in my third house. I'm already thinking of changing a bit. I have some problems with my website as well, that people cannot contact me in the contact form and all of that. I have to address that, okay? So something like that can happen to you as well, changing the website or changing a blog or doing something with if you're writing a book, for instance, or you've got to write something for school, and redoing that. It's great energy. It's good energy to re-edit, etc. It's good energy to reconnect with the sibling as well, to reconnect with neighbors, and so therefore it's a good good energy. Or your attitude towards them might change during this time. So that is that. And actually, last but not least, that Mars that I was talking about, that is so good in your first house, it trines Uranus in the 5th on the very end of the month, and this is so good. So because that means that you can make changes towards how you enjoy yourself, how you have pleasure, how you connect with your loved ones, like children, but also lovers. To do that, maybe a new relationship can start here. That feels very karmic. A new love relationship at the very end of because you've got a lot of trines going on there in the earth signs. Having said that, on that positive note, I wish you a very good month. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next month. Bye bye. And if you want a reading, just get in touch.